Hey guys, listen, have you been hearing reports of how a lot of the ICE agents are quitting? They're quitting in droves. There's been some reporting on it, but it's just stating that they're quitting in droves. It's not telling you why. That part of the story is not getting a lot of coverage. Yeah, it seems that there was this detention center in Alvarado, Texas, that 11 individuals dressed in black military gear, they created a distraction to get some of the ICE agents out of the building by popping a lot of firecrackers out front. So when they came out, they assaulted them. Well, they shot at them, or they attacked them, put them that way. They were shooting at them. And the police arrived, and one of the police officers got shot in the neck in the line of duty. But they also they was unloading several rounds on the agents that did come outside. They were caught, they were all arrested. 10 are charged with attempted murder. But see, now you understand why they're quitting. See, it was all fun, and they hearts were, they had that blood pumping and that adrenaline pumping when people were laying down, bowing down, not, being submissive when no one was fighting back. It was giving them every feeling and thrill they needed. It was that fake bravery. But the moment the resistance started popping out, like when they went to Little Hades, yeah, like out in California. See, when you start bucking back the smallest amount of buck, that cow will pop out.
Nah, ICE agents is quitting because they fighting their own kids in the street. That's why. They fighting their kids, their cousins, and their nieces. That's why they quitting. They know what's up.
So apparently ICE agents have been quitting in droves because they're afraid of getting doxxed and followed home from work and attacked on the job, whatever. I'm just what do you mean you're a Nazi and a little bitch? If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough, or whatever the fuck they say. I don't know if this is real, but one of the articles I was reading about this had this quote from this ICE agent, and he was like, "The protesters are showing up at my house. They know where my wife works." How about the wife that y'all just tore out of her job and sent to a prison camp in Louisiana? What about that wife? What about the homes that y'all are barging into without warrants and tearing families apart in? I don't give a fuck about your house or your fucking wife's job. On top of all of this, I guess they're also compiling a list of citizens that have been critical of ICE. Hello. I think you're all cunt. You can fill in the blank on what word I just said. Yeah, apparently it's hard to keep morale high amongst the troops, if you will, when you're tearing parents out of the arms of their children. Yeah. Shocker.
So here we are again, another storm swirling around US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, better known as ICE. Depending on who's talking, ICE agents are either quitting in masses or not leaving at all. The real truth, it's more complicated than the headlines suggest. Some sources say agents are burnt out, unnerved, even terrified, fed up with backlash, protest, or fear of being caught at home. One anonymous ICE officer summed it up bluntly. "The protesters are showing up at my house. They know where my wife works." Think about that. The same intimidation tactics ICE is accused of using, surveillance raids, are now being, turned back toward them. Is it accountability or harassment? Then there is the Alvarado, Texas incident. Reports say ICE agents were met with a distraction, attacked, even shot at. One police officer injured, 10 suspects charged with attempted murder. Suddenly, ICE isn't just the instigator, it's under fire. But that's just the tip. The deeper story internal moral conflict. Take former ICE attorney Adam Boyd, who quit amid claims the agency shifted from national security to deportation count chasing. He alleges it became a contest of how many deportations could be reported to Stephen Miller. When a government lawyer resigns over moral concerns, that's more than, drama. It's a red flag. Now, ask yourself, what happens when ICE agents realize their targets might be, family, cousins, nieces, children? What about the toll of ripping parents from their kids? That's a personal crisis, not just a breaking point. So, are they really quitting, or is ICE just, getting stronger, better funded, more militarized? That is the question. Let's break the narrative. First, the mass quitting angle. What's really driving this story? Fear, both of violence and exposure. ICE agents once operated in the shadows. Now, thanks to social media and organized protest, names are public, lives are visible, reputations are vulnerable. Imagine telling your child, I'm an ICE agent, and being met with confusion or worse, shame. Imagine neighbors whispering. Suddenly, the badge doesn't shield you, it isolates you. Combine that with emotional burnout. These aren't clerical jobs. Every day it's real human trauma, children in tear, mothers jailed, fathers deported, over time, any conscience cracks, even a hardened ones. Enter Adam Boyd's story, a government lawyer admitting that the department started, caring more about numbers than justice is huge. He said ICE was more about padding deportation stats, hardly a badge of honor. On the flip side, let's consider the opposition. Many credible sources reject the idea of mass resignation outright. They say there is no evidence, zero proof of hundreds or thousands quitting. In fact, ICE just got funded. A big, beautiful bill under Trump pushing for the addition of 10,000 agents, not shrinking, not warning, growing. They've also embraced battle-tested tech, thermal imaging, phone infiltration. This isn't the playbook of an agency in collapse. It's the, blueprint of a more sophisticated, invasive ICE. So can both things be true? Can ICE grow even as some agents walk away? Absolutely. Growth doesn't erase dysfunction. Expansion doesn't guarantee moral clarity. Let's drop the numbers for a moment. This isn't just about how many agents are quitting or how funding ICE is getting. It's fundamentally a moral battleground, a referendum on America's soil. If ICE agents are quitting, if fear, exposure, or moral injury are pushing them out, then we are witnessing a powerful form of backlash, a mirror being held up to, the agency's tactics, a form of accountability when discomfort comes home. It means the system is being challenged. But if those resignations are exaggerated, if ICE is actually growing, militarizing and intensifying surveillance, then what we are seeing is even more terrifying. An agency that thrives on controversy, feeds on fear, and uses backlash as justification to expand further under the guise of national security. That's not reform. This is no longer a partisan talking point. It's about civic values, deciding if we defend civil rights or normalize invasive enforcement as a path to safety. It's deciding whether justice is about due process or collecting deportations like trophies. And what about agents themselves? Are we blaming them personally? No, they are part of a system, one built on power imbalance. The fear they experience may be real, but so is the fear they once unleashed on others. Individual actors can be humane, but when the machinery is brutal, personal decency is swallowed. Adam Boyd's resignation might not mark a movement, but it's a fracture worth noting. It signals something deeper, a growing sense of delusionment within the ranks, a moral dissonance that won't just go away. And even if the statistics don't show mass exodus, the emotional truth may still matter. One agent walking away isn't a collapse, it is a symptom. And that symptom questions the purpose and cost of a system built on deportation and quotas and fear tactics. Let's make no mistake, what's happening isn't just operational, it's symbolic. The backlash permitting social media protest, home visit, they are not random. They are statements. We see you, we remember what you did, and that memory can't be, eradicated. So here's what we are left with. A choice: either we let ICE evolve into a more hidden, more technological fortified force, one that sidelines dissent and prioritizes efficiency over humanity, or we reckon the system's moral foundations. That begs bigger questions. What kind of country do we want? One where safety is built on surveillance, or one built on fairness, where national security means counting deportations or ensuring justice? Don't dismiss these resignations as individual failures or fake news, nor assume expansion means rightful progress. Instead, ask, what are we building at whose expense? The fear ICE once projected now cast a shadow in its own offices, and that makes the future uncertain for us all. This isn't a commentary on ICE agents as people, it's a reckoning with a system. And even if ICE grows, even if some agents stay, the moral and emotional toll remains, because it's only when discomfort is universal that real accountability becomes possible. Guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.